I'm Nikole Nichols, and this is City Critters. Meet Chip and Chicklet. These are two kittens that are currently in foster care at Nevada Humane Society, and two of the thousands of kittens that will be entering shelters during this wonderful time of year that we call kitten season. When we come back, we're going to talk about kitten season, foster homes, and how you can have an endless stream of kittens just like these two. Stay with us.
You locate your nearest shelter, you go down there, and you pick out the perfect match for you. Me.
Welcome back to City Critters. We're talking about kitten season and foster homes. And yes, you heard me right. There is a specific season for kittens. It's traditionally between the months of March through November, depending on the weather. And during that time, thousands of little guys flood the shelters throughout the United States. At Nevada Humane Society alone, we will see dozens of litters every day. And that's why foster homes are so important. In traditional shelters, little guys like this, who are underage, will typically be euthanized upon entry simply because the shelters do not have enough space, resources, or manpower to care for them until they're old enough to be adopted. However, Nevada Humane Society, being a no-kill facility, actually manages kittens a little bit different. In fact, they depend on foster homes. Nevada Humane Society created the foster program for animals that are too young or need special care before they can be placed in forever homes. The program gives these special needs pets a better chance of healthy survival and a better chance at adoption, while opening up space at the shelter so more lives can be saved. In 2011, Nevada Humane Society placed over 2,500 animals in foster care. That's 2,500 lives that were saved because of the generosity of our wonderful foster homes, opening their homes and hearts to little ones like this. When we come back, we're going to talk about how you can become a foster home and have a continual stream of kittens during kitten season.
It was all a dream, and I'll wake up and still be in the shelter. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to City Critters. We're talking about the foster program, and we've already seen how great a need we have for foster homes. But usually the question that I get at this point is, what does it mean to be a foster home, and how can I get involved? It's pretty simple. Well, first, it means that you care for and socialize the kittens until the kittens are old enough to be spayed or neutered. Secondly, it means that you treat your foster kittens as if they were your own pet. You're going to feed them, love them, socialize them, play with them as if they were your own pet and part of your own family. If you have personal pets, they must be spayed and neutered and up to date on vaccinations. And it's especially important that you're able to keep your personal pets separate from your foster pets. All medical treatment will be provided by Nevada Humane Society, so you do not need to worry about any vet bills. Each foster care volunteer will be provided with a starter kit of supplies, and we will provide any supplies the foster home is not able to provide for themselves. And most importantly, Nevada Humane Society will provide all of our foster homes with a 24/7 emergency hotline for any emergency, any question, or any concern that you might have about your foster pet. So how does the foster program work? Well, first, you need to turn in a foster home application. Once you do that, you'll be placed on our on-call list so that when a foster situation comes into the shelter, we'll just start making phone calls until we find someone who's able to take those kittens on that day. See, the kittens, because they are so fragile, their immune systems are not very well developed. We can't keep them here in the shelter, hence the reason for foster homes. So we need to make sure that we have the kittens placed in a foster home by the end of the day. So when we call, we hope that you'll answer, and especially that you'll call us back. Kittens need to be kept in their foster home until they reach 2 pounds. At 2 pounds, they're big enough to go through the spay-neuter surgery, which case you'll bring them back to us. We'll spay-neuter them, vaccinate them, microchip them, and then put them up for adoption. So, how long the kittens are in your home depends on how old they are when you get them. So as you can see, it's really not that difficult to be a foster parent. In fact, it's actually a lot of fun. As I said before, you have a continual stream of kittens in your home who are fun to play with, but are mostly just grateful to have a place to be and grow up and become ready for adoption. So you would truly be saving lives by opening your home to foster kittens. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the different types of kittens or foster situations that you might see. So stay with us. Welcome back to City Critters. We're talking about becoming a foster parent for kittens. There's actually several types of foster situations that you might be asked to help out with, and ultimately you tell us what you're willing to do. The first type of foster situation would simply be a mom with her kittens. And let me tell you, this really is the easiest situation because mom is going to do all the work. Mom will feed the kittens, bathe the kittens, teach the kittens how to use the litter box, and all that you need to do is love and play. The second type of foster situation we might ask you to help with are weaned kittens without a mom. So these kittens are old enough to eat on their own, use the litter box by themselves, and simply need a place to park while they reach the 2-pound mark and are able to be spayed, neutered, and put up for adoption. The final situation you might be asked to help with, and by far the most challenging, are kittens who need to be bottle fed. So these are kittens who are found with no mom and brought to the shelter. And it actually looks like we've got some of these here currently. Hi, little guy, how are you? How old do you think these guys are?
Approximately 1 week old.
About a week old? Mm-hmm. And so they're not able to eat on their own?
No, they don't know how to eat on their own.
And you need to, I see you have a bottle here, you need to feed them with a bottle? And so what happened to mom?
You know, we don't know. Unfortunately, they were separated from their mother, and so that's why they're little orphans that we have to take care of now.
Unfortunately, this is a common situation where people will find kittens like this little guy who aren't big enough to care for themselves. They think that they're helping by picking up the kittens and bringing them to us. Unfortunately, however, kittens this young without the benefit of their mom actually have a lower chance of surviving. Even with wonderful foster homes, these kittens need their mom. They need their mom for the nutrients, for the sociability, and to learn how to be great house pets. So as we've seen today, there really is a great need for people who are willing to open their hearts and homes to these kittens until they're big enough to be adopted. But without a doubt, many people have some fear about bringing these kittens into their home. Let's talk a little bit about these fears. First, I don't have enough time. Well, fostering kittens doesn't take as much time as you would think. In fact, many of the kittens need fostering are either with their moms or eating on their own, in which case, really, they can be left alone at home for long periods of time. The exception to that, of course, are the bottle babies, as we've discussed, who do need to be fed every 2 to 3 hours. But if you can't do bottle babies, that's okay. Weaned kittens or moms with kittens are just as big of a help to us and really don't take very much time. Second, I don't have enough space. Well, foster kittens don't require access to your entire house. In fact, a spare bedroom, a spare bathroom, even a laundry room is an adequate space for fostering. And when you think about it, that's more space than we're able to provide for them at the shelter. So hanging out in your bathroom is actually a luxury. I can't foster because I have other pets. Well, when fostering, it's actually best to keep your foster pets separate from your personal pets. And that is really for the safety of your pet as well as the foster. It reduces the chance or likelihood of disease being spread from one to the other. So if you have another pet, as we've discussed before, keeping your foster pets in an extra bathroom, an extra bedroom is just fine. I'll get to attached. Getting attached to an animal in your care is a normal part of fostering. And the best way to handle this is to remind yourself that you're doing an important thing by giving this kitty another chance at a happy life. People often say, I don't want to foster because I'd want to adopt them myself. Well, just remember, our adoption staff does do an excellent job of finding great homes for all of our shelter guests. You don't need to adopt a kitty yourself to give it a wonderful home. By fostering, you are an integral part of the process, and that's something you can feel really good about. It's too sad to bring the kitty back to the shelter. Taking a cat from your home environment back to the shelter can be difficult, but being at the shelter gives your foster kitty the most visibility and the best chance at being adopted. Whether it's kittens, moms and kittens, or bottle-fed kittens, kittens need foster homes. And we need you to open your home to allow these kittens a safe place to be before they're ready for adoption. We've talked about the great need, we've talked about the different types of fosters, and we've talked about how the program works. I hope that you will consider fostering some kittens for us during this incredibly busy time, because they need you. And if you can provide a kitten a home for a few weeks, we can find it a home forever. Thank you for joining us.